Hi, everyone. Welcome again to the 3010 podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Wynn, joined by my guy, Brian Germanaro, as always. It's game week. It is officially game week. Oh, my goodness. It's been months since we've seen Giants football on our screens, and it's finally returning this week. But we are not previewing the game against the Commanders quite yet. We'll save that for Thursday's episode. But today, we are completing our division previews with the NFC East. We'll also talk about the Giants in their own separate segment and go from there. But man, I'm super excited to talk some East ball today. But before we even get into that, Brian, it's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I've officially made the switch to Apple Music from Spotify, and everyone talks about how
Ooh.
like it's this major difference in audio quality. It sounds the exact same. The exact same. I'm not getting what people are talking about. It's cool. I like it. It's fine. It's cheaper, which is nice. I have to keep all my playlists, which is cool, but
Okay.
it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, I've thought about switching in the past, but I'm just like, I don't know, like Spotify just seems like the only app for me, even though I have an iPhone just like you.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't want to go through all those changes.
Yeah, well, it's easier now because now you can like hook it up to your phone where like you can sync the account. They just automatically transfer over.
Took
You don't
over.
even do anything. Yeah, that's the only
Mm,
reason why I did it. I'm like, oh, okay, I can transfer over. Try. I'll save $1 a month.
interesting. Well, I guess I'll look into it. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know if it'll make any difference.
it really doesn't. I don't know what people are talking about.
I guess it's just based on preference at this point.
I really think it is just preference.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Well, at the time that we are recording this, I have no water, so I'm drinking water throughout the show when recording, but I have nothing, so I am parched. I'm thirsty as heck. I had a pizza yesterday, which is why I'm really thirsty right now. I think the last thing I drank was a bottle of Pepsi, and yeah, so I'm very thirsty at this point in time, but we're gonna push through it. I think I'll be fine. We'll
See,
go from
figure
there.
it out.
We'll figure it out. But no, a lot to get into. But before we get into the NFC East division previews and the Giants and all those things, let's talk Notre Dame real quick.
Yeah.
Um, well, actually, let's talk about college football as a whole real quick. It
Mhm.
was a heck of a weekend. It
Yeah,
was
great week
fun.
one, like always. Great week one.
Yeah,
Great back in the football. Few good games, tight matchups, couple upsets. Love it. Love to see the fans back in the atmosphere.
yeah.
Belichick got crapped on last night.
Ooh, that was the TCU was they look good. So I
Yeah.
mean, look, I think obviously the hype was all about Belichick and first
Hmm.
game at home against TCU, but TCU they're an experienced team. They have Sonny Dykes as their head coach.
Yeah.
The quarterback Hoover was great. They got that receiver who transferred from I forgot where Idaho.
Yeah.
He was really good. He had like eight plus catches for 100 plus yards. Even though I think their top receiver was McAllister, I would know because I sort of bet on him, but I digress.
Hmm.
Got shut down, so the transfer did really good. But UNC they did not look good at all. Gio
No.
Lopez coming from South Alabama.
Maybe
Hey,
Steve Belichick just isn't a good defensive coordinator. Have
maybe
you ever thought of that? Like, I know he had that one season, I think at Washington, or he was at some Pac-12 Pacific Northwest school,
mm,
being the
maybe
DC for a little bit. Maybe,
maybe
maybe.
it's not too far fetched. I mean, look, I get the hire. You are you
Oh
know
no, it makes total sense because
we could
this is just Bill Belichick setting up his son for because it's in the contract that the next head coach has to be Steve Belichick.
well, it's not looking that great. I feel like UNC is like fuck. We don't want
We thought
this.
we were getting the best. We thought we were going to get the best coach in football history. Instead, we got a 74-year-old wash guy that's more obsessed with his like 24-year-old girlfriend and his son that's got a weird obsession with his tongue.
Oh, what does he do again exactly with his
He like just
tongue?
like sticks his tongue out, like licks his lips while he's like on the sidelines.
Jeez, well, unless those licking those lips are leading to wins, people.
Yeah, it's funny when you're winning, but when you're losing, it's weird. And even when you're
Yeah,
winning, it's still kind of weird.
true. Yeah, no one likes tongue. Well, seeing tongue stuff on TV is not the best.
was gonna say you might want to. Some people like it.
Yeah, but we'll keep it at that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Otherwise, Ohio State Texas was kind of a bore. It was a great defensive game. Both quarterbacks
Yeah,
did not look as
I
great.
was so glad I was at the horse track instead of watching that. That must have been brutal to watch.
Oh boy, yeah, that was
Yeah,
I
went up. Well, I'll go lose money at the horse track instead of watching these two try to fight each other.
I was actually gonna wake up early to watch that game. Then the night I just fell asleep, or I slept through. Woke up, saw it was 14-7, and I was happy with myself because I would have wasted 2-3 hours of my time watching that. The Bama game was
Hilarious.
okay, is hilarious to say the least.
Telling the floor is
Castellanos,
already is already trying to get fired because Alabama is already he's not Nick Saban and they can't wrap their minds around that.
hey, Castellanos, hey, I will say shout out to him for backing up his talk
No,
from the
Florida State
summertime.
improved the program overnight. Like the trajectory of Florida State went up.
They look good.
Yeah.
Quarterback look good. Offense look good. Defense shut down Bama, and even though Ty Simpson's an experienced quarterback, he just didn't have it. Ryan Williams didn't look like the expected receiver that we all saw last
No.
year for the Crimson Tide.
Florida's
So
got a shot here because they beat up on Bama, who was 8th ranked. They got Miami in a few weeks. Then they're going to play Clemson and then Florida. Like, if they go 3-1 against ranked opponents, we could see them in the top 25, potentially knocking on the door of a college football playoff appearance if they can play well in the ACC.
that would be nice. That would be cool to see, especially after last year. Last year was just a disaster class. Like they were just struggling. They lost that week 1 game in Ireland.
I set the tone. It's very similar to like the Giants in 2023, where like they got blown out in Dallas and it just like spiraled from there. Very similar situation with Florida State, where like they got punched in the mouth by Georgia Tech in Ireland, and then they couldn't even recover before they getting hit again with the Boston College loss at home, and then they just spiraled from there.
Nightmares, man. Absolute nightmares. Ugh, I hate thinking about that.
Yeah,
but it's a great comparison. It's a great comparison, no doubt about it.
For all these people that say September, technically this is August, today's September 1st, but September games, early October don't matter. They do. They clearly do. They set the tone for the rest of the season. Like we said, Florida State could make the playoffs this year. Like last year, the Bengals won against the Patriots in week 1 last year. Joe Burrow's in the playoffs. It's one of those things is like you don't think they do, but every game in football matters, which makes it so special.
Yeah, right. That's why it's fun to watch. And at the same time, that starts like last year where Florida State lost led to their worst season in program history.
Yeah.
A season like this year where you win your first game could lead to better things later on. And an example back to the Giants.
And they have the schedule to do it, which is what it's not like this is their one big game. It's against Bama and play a bunch of nobodies, It's like, no, they have big schools coming in. Clemson's coming, Miami. They have to play Florida like they always do. They're in a good conference. Like there is the framework and the road to the college football playoff. It's right there.
And if you win these big games, the committee's gonna look at you and be like, you know what? You deserve to be in the top 12.
I'm telling you, 3-1 against those opponents and a good ACC record, which is the ACC is kind of wide open right now, because Clemson lost. North Carolina is not what we thought they were. It's kind of Miami and Florida States right now. I mean, it's based off 1 week, but it's kind of their conference.
State of Florida's looking good.
Yeah,
hey, they're happy. And of course, what we have to discuss Miami and Notre Dame real quick.
Yeah,
I watched it. Oh,
it's a brutal game, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Like I wrote Notre Dame the briefing after the game, and the general vibe I was trying to get was, it's okay to be disappointed in the loss, but there's a lot of good that came out of this game. Like that game if any other coach is coaching that game's over at 21-7. That's Marcus Freeman willing the boys to come back to tie the game alone with basically a freshman quarterback in a hostile environment. That's huge. speaking of the freshman quarterback, he's going to be the future of this team. If the play calling can get better, because I don't know what Mike Denbrock was doing that entire game. Like, he was calling a play for Ryan Leonard with the screen passes. Look, if you don't trust the freshman quarterback, which I get it, it's a big game, hostile environment. I get all that. You have a Heisman candidate at running back in Jeremiah Love. Where was he all night? And not only that, Jerion Price had a really good drive, broke off a 30-yard game. Even if you don't want to go to Love, Price was definitely working. Why didn't we see Price at all the rest of the game? I felt like he was invisible. Like, I don't get the dead box play calling. The offensive line got bullied by Miami. Defense, kind of a mixed bag too. Like, they played really bad in the first 3 quarters, but, when it mattered to get Notre Dame back into it, they made the adjustments. It stinks that, like, they got the interception in the weirdest interception of all time with the, getting tipped up in the air and his foot tipped up in the air again. So that put Miami at the 20-yard line. If that doesn't happen, Notre Dame probably wins the game. Or if they could stop 1 or 2 touchdown drives before in the middle 8, they win. So tough loss, but if last year taught us anything, an early season loss does not mean much, especially if Miami's going to be as good as they are. I think this Miami team can make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, we're fine.
Yeah, Carson Beck he looks like himself again. Last year was a bit of a struggle for him. Went through some offseason drama with his ex-girlfriend and transferring and all those things. But he looks like.
By the way, I don't know how he got her.
Honestly, I don't know.
I know. I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, like, maybe like, I like girls, but like, I'm looking at this guy and he's just not attractive.
He's not the greatest. He's not the greatest.
Not attractive.
But it's crazy. She ain't all that either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
I know, but like, even Carson, then, like, I think she's so like here and he's like here.
There's 2 different levels. Exactly.
She's still higher. She could do a lot better, and I think she is. I don't know what she is now.
Good for her. Hey, I think, and her sister's dating Ferguson, the tight end from Dallas. So,
oh yes, that's what's the age gap there? That's
I think Ferguson's
like, I think like 29.
Jake Ferguson's good 26.
Oh wow, okay, so younger than I thought he was.
A year or 2 difference, I think, between.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right, I thought Ferguson was. It's not like Ferguson's been in the league for a while.
He's a young guy.
I guess he's only been in the league for like 3 years. That's COVID. COVID messed up everyone's
There you
brain.
go. But no, I'm happy for Beck. I do. Hey, CJ Daniels looked good. The receiver. For my
Oh my! What a catch by him! What a catch,
dude! That's catch of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Brought back Odell vibes, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, your boys. I'm not even worried about him.
No, it's. I think Marcus Freeman said it best. Like, we lost by 3 points in a top 10 game. Like, we all got let's look at the tape, see what we did right, see what we did wrong, and we'll go into the 2 weeks from now against Texas A&M a better team. And I trust Marcus Freeman to make us better, because if anything, if last year taught us anything, he can make the adjustments that we need to be.
And right, and then offense, just get
the coordinators need to be better. Like, oh my god, what a horrific performance by those guys,
dude. Even the commentators were questioning, like, is Love hurt or whatever the case may be. And then when
I did not get it. It made no sense. Why aren't you using the All-Pro?
Yeah, when you got a carrier in the game, I think the commentator was like, "Oh, it's Jeremiah Love coming out of witness protection." I'm like,
yeah,
oh God, this is. I mean, it was hilarious.
And like, he answered any questions about his health when he jumped over somebody.
Yeah, like, he's fine. Like, I know he was obviously hurt before the season and whatnot, but he looks fine.
He played last year hurt too.
Yeah, and
the last few games, especially down the playoff stretch, he was hurt. He was banged up. There was questions if he was going to play a national championship game or not.
He is the best running back in the nation. Please give him the ball next time.
Yeah.
10 carries is not enough. This guy needs like 20.
We saw what CJ Carr can do, and it's going to be something special. If Jeremiah Love can play up to where we think he is, and Carr can repeat that performance over and over again, Notre Dame's offense will be one of the top in the country.
Yeah, right.
Then it takes the pressure off the defense, because I didn't really love what I saw the other night. Yeah. I did not like Chris Ash's approach. They just look lifeless. They like they got bullied out physicality. That's not what we saw under Al Golden.
It's kind of 2 different defenses, to say the least.
It was night and day different.
Yeah. But hey, look, these next few games, you have a chance to kind of regroup. Texas A&M's coming.
If we beat Texas A&M, we're reestablished. It's like, all right, well, they
Oh
lost
yeah,
to Miami, but that's a rock fight. They beat A&M. They're fine.
yeah. A&M the top 25 team. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be a fun game to watch at home in South Bend, and then Purdue going to Arkansas after, and then Boise State.
Which isn't an easy game. But like I think Notre Dame fans, as much as we want to go 12-0 and we had the potential to be 12-0, we all kind of thought that they were gonna drop one of the two opening games. And if not, they would lose to like Arkansas or like, well, I guess before Boise State kind of fell apart. Boise State at home or something like that,
Yeah.
Like a loss was gonna appear at some point.
Yeah, but hey, hopefully the loss is.
Hey, if that's the one loss, I'm fine. I'm fine losing week 1 if that means the rest, if we get hot.
And like you mentioned, just based off Miami's trajectory for the rest of the year, the committee's gonna look at that loss like, you know what? They lost to a really good team by 3. They deserve a
team by 3. Spot. They were they're down by 14 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Like
came all the way back.
This is a good team.
Deserves some respect. So yeah, the offensive line though was not great. The left tackle and the right guard had a PFF grade of
10.
Yeah, the left tackle had 10. The right guard was 19.
Yeah.
Whew, that was not great.
That's gotta be fixed now.
I've never seen it.
I know Notre Dame prides itself on being like an act. Not only are football players good, athletes on the field, they're also great in the classrooms. The linemen could skip the next 2 week of class and only focus on protecting CJ Carr. Okay,
that would be great.
We'll give him the pass this time around.
That would be great because I've never seen a PFF grade like that. Even with the Giants,
Notre Dame, the school that prides itself on producing offensive linemen. That's not up to standard.
That is not based off what we've seen. A future Joe Alt is not coming from
Nelson.
There. Yep.
The list
goes on. Any of those guys. Yep. No future. Any of those type of guys are in that line as of right now. But hey, we'll see. It's only the first week of college football. Really glad it's back. And we'll do it over again this weekend again. So.
Oh my God, yeah.
But of course, the NFL.
Of course, the Irish don't I like the bye week, but it's like, man, I'm hyped up for Irish football, and I gotta wait again.
I know. Hey, but it's all good.
It's East. It's what happened.
The Giants will fill your heart in the meantime, and we'll.
Oh, I'm sure they'll do something.
No, yeah. Hey, at least one less team to worry about this week, because at least you don't worry about Notre Dame on Saturday, and then the Giants on Sunday. Because that's an early bye, by the way. But I digress.
College has a few buys. They always have a couple buys.
There'll
be another one down the stretch. Yeah.
Sheesh. All right. But let's get right into it. From the college football grounds to the NFL we go, as we head to our final division preview of the 2025 offseason, and that is the NFC East. We'll start with the Philadelphia Eagles, defending Super Bowl champs. We know how it goes, but the past is the past. They've made it clear, especially Jalen Hurts, when asked about the Super Bowl. He said the past is the past, and they're locked in for this year. And hey, they're running it back with most of their pieces from last year. And this unit went 14-3. They ran through whoever came in their way, and they demolished the Chiefs in the biggest game of the year. And honestly,
the Eagles saved us from a Travis Kelce proposal at the football field.
Hey, and honestly, look,
I was with my college friends this weekend, and we all agreed, like, all right, Travis was going to propose if they won that game, right? And everyone's like, 100% he was going to do it.
Biggest stage, and why not? And I'm pretty sure he was like, let's just put the ring away after the first.
He's like, I'm going to look like such an a-hole if I do this, so I'm not going to do it.
Nope. But yeah, Philadelphia, they looked really good in that game, and they had the same unit, same group of guys coming back with a few losses, but still they obviously retooled through the draft. Offensively, look, Saquon Barkley, over 2,000 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns in his first season for the Eagles, was announced as the best player amongst his peers yesterday. Right. So congrats to him. A lot of comments I saw about quote Giants fans or reading this and are sick, we are not. We are over with this now. It's been over a year since he's it's been a year now of these comments. We're over it. A lot of people are. We're glad that he's the best player on the Eagles, but like we said on multiple occasions, he would never have done this with the Giants.
No.
As
no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. Oh, Jackson Dart is the QB2 in the first official depth charts.
Ooh, damn, Daboll.
Interesting. Interesting. Sorry. All right. Back to the scum city.
The plan is coming together with Daboll and crew, but we'll reference back to that later on for sure. But yeah, the Eagles said, all right, Barkley had a great season. Let's get you some, great or better insurance just in case to give you some rest. And AJ Dillon joins the team from Green Bay. So
which I love. I like the move for AJ Dillon because Dillon is kind of that good third down back for them and gives Saquon not to be, get hit 24/7,
Yeah. Hey, and that backfield is full of quads. Saquon has big old quads. AJ Dillon's known for being a quad guy too.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they do not miss leg day whatsoever.
No.
But hey, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith remain as the top two wide receivers. Watch out for that wide receiver 3 battle between Jahan Dodson, John Mechie, and Darius Cooper, who made the roster after going undrafted.
I think Mechie's gonna make the roster. I think he's gonna be wide receiver 3 on Thursday.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, because Dodson had all of last year and most of preseason this year, and then they trade for Mechie. I think Mechie has got that speed that they're gonna like.
Yeah, I like Mechie more than Dodson. I know Mechie, he was struggling to get playing time in Houston. And Dodson's a first round pick. I
don't really want to give his time in Houston too much because didn't he get he had leukemia when he got drafted?
Yeah, injury.
He just got served the worst possible hand imaginable. So I know he's not a rookie, but I kind of see this as it's a fresh start for him.
Yeah, his first true season and it'll allow us to see what he can really do.
His first health. There's no injury. The cancer it's in remission, right? He's fully cured.
I believe so. Yes.
Thank God.
Thank goodness on it. That was to hear that.
I was scared when I saw. I'm like, oh my, because was he the Alabama receiver that got hurt in the national championship game? Or was that Williams? Remember he blew his leg out.
I think it was.
Actually, could have been both of them.
Yes, you are correct. He suffered that torn ACL in the conference title game.
In the SEC, yeah.
Yeah,
because he probably was going to be one of the top receivers off the board, and then the knee injury the leg, you didn't know how he was going to respond, so he fell.
He's gone through so much stuff, and hopefully he stays healthy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to write him off yet because I saw when he was at Bama, and oh my God,
he was on the same team as Jalen Waddle. He was really good. And the Eagles receiving core, it looks good. When healthy, this receiving core looks really good.
When healthy, this offense could be the best in football. Which is
of course,
scary to say.
They showed it last year with the rushing attack. You add in the fact that you have possibly 3 really good, 2 top tier guys and one really good.
And Dotson's not. I know he had a struggle last year, but his rookie season he showed promise. If he comes in and kind of be that wide receiver 4, he could still put up some solid numbers. There's going to be a lot of receiving targets in Philly this year, and it could hurt you fantasy wise if Brown goes off one game, Swift goes off one game, Mechie one game, Dotson one game.
Hey, Jalen Hurts, whoever he wants to throw to, he's got plenty of options.
You want to throw that 4,000-yard receiving?
I know. This could be the year, honestly. He has so many weapons to throw to. But of course, they'll always stick with that rushing attack, and whether it's Saquon, Dillon, or Hurts running the football. I don't think we'll see a Hurts 4,000-yard season anytime soon. But the pieces are there to do so if the Eagles want to, because they just can. The O-line is still elite, of course.
Yep.
They lost Becton, but they still have Mailata and Lane Johnson. Leonard Dickerson and Tyler Steen will.
They just reload on the offensive line.
They just do.
Becton was a reload piece too. Let's not pretend he was this, like mainstay of the offensive line. Like they lost Lane Johnson when they lost Becton, you know?
Yeah, they've rejuvenated that. Even when they lose guys on the O line, they bring. I forgot who they traded for. They traded for a couple guys. They claimed guys off waivers this
Oh yeah,
offseason.
the guy from Houston they traded CJ for.
Kenyon Green. There you
Yep.
go. Thank you for reminding me. And at the end of the day, it still hurts under center. He may not throw for many yards, but he can do so when needed to in big games. And he has not remained just efficient during his career, but he can also produce with his legs, as we all know. And defensively, Vic Fangio is still the DC and will lead again an elite unit that was first in total defense and second in scoring defense.
And which might have gotten better this offseason.
Yeah,
somehow.
They lost Sweat, Milton Williams, and CJ Gardner-Johnson, but hey, they added Ojulari, and we recognize Azeez Ojulari, of course, from his time with the Giants. They added to the draft with Jahai Campbell.
That's where I was referencing for. Campbell was like a top 15 prospect, and they got him at 32.
And he's a
or 31. Like the Eagles were trying to trade up because Howie Roseman was like, "There's no way this guy's gonna fall to us," and then he just kept falling. It's like, wait a minute, I might not have to do anything. Like, why does this keep happening to Howie Roseman? Like, who's the guy 2 years ago that that fell and they picked up? And it's like, oh yeah, that worked.
Ooh.
There was two. Well, they had the I'm blanking on his name. Georgia guy, Carter.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, who fell to them at 10, and then their other draft pick, who fell to them for like 24, was supposed to be big, and he's been pretty good so far too. Like Roseman just has the best luck in drafts because all these like really talented players fall for one reason or another, and Howie Roseman just like, I don't care, I'm going to take them.
He's the best GM in football. He knows when to sign guys to extensions to maximize the cap space. He's
created like wide, and the reason, like, it was a joke before, like, oh, NFL money's fake. Now it's kind of a fact, and Howie Roseman's the reason why, because he copied what the Saints were doing, which was like why the Saints always were so far over the cap and like always were able to find the money. He copied that method and made it sustainable.
Yeah, the football gods, they love the Eagles and they love Roseman, man. They keep getting good luck, and honestly, they're a smart team. They're a smart team that knows what they're doing. And even when they lose guys, they retool through the draft. They get guys like Campbell. They get a safety like Andrew Mukaba, who played really good in the preseason. They draft young talent like Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean last year. Those guys are top two corners, or not top two, I should say, but they're the top two corners in the depth chart, and they're obviously.
That's what we saw from DeJean last year. Like, I fully expect him to take that next step. I guess if Devontae Banks and Eli Apple have taught us anything, is not to expect that. But I don't think we're going to run into similar problems with DeJean.
No, the DeJean and Mitchell are two different stories from what we have gone through with corners. The Eagles know how to draft corners. We unfortunately have struggled to do so. Unless
it's Eli Apple was a locker room cancer. DeAndre Baker may or may not have robbed somebody, and Deontay Banks seems like a head case.
Yeah, unfortunately, that last one, by the way. Hopefully, he turns around, but I digress. Yeah. So, with that being said, our burning questions for the NFC East, for the Eagles to start, I should say. Can we shake off the narrative that Jalen Hurts isn't a top 5 quarterback, or do you still have your doubts as at this point?
I still have my doubts he's a top 5 quarterback because he's in the perfect offensive situation his entire career. He's with an offense that knows what he's doing. He's had A.J. Brown and DeAndre Swift for a majority of his career, not to mention Dallas Goedert, who's a very solid tight end, and if you need a tight end late in fantasy, go get that guy. He is a producer. And even before they had Saquon Barkley, that run game was good with Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift. Like, he's always been in such high-powered offenses that I still wonder. It's the similar question I had to Brock Purdy. It's like, how much of your success is driven by you, and how much of it is you in the perfect situation?
Yeah. No, I get it. I do. And I've been skeptical in the past of putting him in the conversation.
Better quarterbacks than him, Like, even at his age, like, there's 4. There's already 4 better than him.
There's already 4.
A lot to be 4 better than him already. And then you got to go to guys like, Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Bo Nix, like Matt Stafford in his age. Like, that's 5 guys right there. You could all make the argument are better.
Yeah, I will say I've been skeptical of putting him in the conversation too. And you look at the stats, he's only threw for what 2,900 yards last year, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. He did also have 630 yards and 14 rushing touchdowns, which is great. You know, at the end of the day,
those are 2 different arguments. If you want to argue that Hurts is a top 5 fantasy quarterback, I will agree with you all day. I have him at 5. That's different for football, though. In just pure football, it's different.
I get that. And it's not his fault that he's only throwing for that many yards, but because the game plan for this team is their run first offense because they have the talent to do so. They've usually always been because we've never seen Hurts throw 4,000 yards, right? But at the end of the day, like when called upon, he can make any throw in the play, but he can make those short, intermediate, and deep throws down the field when called upon to do so. He's extremely efficient. He completed over 68% of his passes last year, 71% in the postseason. And look, I get it. You know, the pieces around him do help. But we always talk about Lamar Jackson being a top 5 quarterback, and he's had some guys too. You know, he has a good offensive line. The Ravens always try to give him weapons.
But who has been the top 5 receiver that Lamar has had? You know, the Ravens have never given Lamar an AJ Brown. You know,
they tried,
but not a young receiver that was established already and was going to go on for years to come, you know?
True.
Like, it's not like they trade for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but that's just on Baltimore. To me, that's just on Baltimore not figuring it out. And the Eagles, look, and Hurts is blessed with a great situation. He is. But hey, he's at the same time we put Lamar in the top 5 conversation. Heck, Hurts has a Super Bowl. He's made multiple now of them. And sure, he lost his first one to the Chiefs, but he's led him to 2 of them in his career, right? And he's put up amazing stats through the air when needed to, on the ground as well. I think he does deserve the respect, especially after winning the Super Bowl just now. Like, for me, that's
he's definitely top 5 quarterback. I think I just have it like 7 or 8, not 5.
I think for me at this point in time, it's still Allen at the top for me. Then it's Lamar. I would go Allen. I would go Mahomes. I go Lamar. I go Burrow, and then I would go Jalen Hurts. I think Hurts deserves to be in the top 5 spot just based off his resumes, you know, throughout his so far in his career. If he wins another one, that would definitely quiet all the doubters down for sure. I don't think he'll ever need to throw for 4,000 yards in his career to prove to me that he's a top 5 guy, because he can do both, throw and run the ball at a good level. And I know last year I was like, oh, he's not a top 5 quarterback, blah, blah, blah. I want to see, you know, him throw the ball. I just came to the realization, like, hey, look, the Eagles, they're just not built like that. Even with the receivers they have, they're just not built like that. They're just a good run first team who can throw the ball to 2 great guys in Devontae and AJ Brown when necessary. And that's just how this offense is run. But when needed to, Hurts can throw the football. We saw in the Super Bowl, he torched the Chiefs secondary. And I think that's my perspective on that, for sure. So, yeah. Any final thoughts on the Philadelphia?
The only final thought I have on that Philly is that that it shouldn't matter if Jalen Hurts is the top 5 quarterback or not, because it clearly works in your system.
Yep, that's right. True. No matter where people rank him, they love him in Philly. He is a mature guy. He has moments where he's smiling and whatnot, but he's usually a very serious fellow. But hey, it works for Philadelphia, man, and they will more than likely make the NFC Championship again. It's just a matter of who they face there. So,
yep, pretty much.
All right. Washington Commanders, 12-5 last year. Hey, a fairy tale ending, sort of, was the best way to describe the 2024 season. You know, made a wild card spot, but made all the way to the NFC Championship, where they unfortunately lost to of course, the Eagles. But hey, it was a great season for them. Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year, once again will lead the charge for them, and he's honestly the start of a new beginning in Washington, right? I mean, before he got there was a lot of bad juju around the franchise. whether it was their previous owner Dan Snyder, right? Because he was involved
Snyder,
in
Dan
some
Snyder. Yep.
in some fishy stuff. But they brought in a new GM last year to Adam Peters. They brought a new head coach in Dan Quinn. And of course they got their quarterback in Mr. Daniels coming from LSU in the draft. So all this bad juju is definitely gone now after that playoff run last year. He's a franchise guy, and they added pieces around him, and they're ready to contend once again. And they wanted to make sure their guy was protected, so they traded for Laremy Tunsil. They drafted Josh Conley in the draft from Oregon, who can play guard or tackle. The lineup of Tunsil, Brennan Coleman, Tyler Biadasz, Alec Allegretti, and Andrew Wiley. That's a good offensive line to say the least. McLaurin is back, signed an extension with the Commanders. They added Daboll from SF in a trade. He's going to be that obviously number 2 guy, but also maybe we may see what we saw in SF, which is him being a gadget guy, maybe putting him in the backfield. Who knows? It'd be smart considering the Commanders running back room is non-existent because Brian Robinson's gone. So
yeah, I mean,
Austin,
it's non-existent. It's more unproven. Like Brian Robinson was a proven back. Bill's not proven yet. Austin Eckler is a receiver at this point.
Yeah, Austin Eckler. He's a good, speaking about fantasy, he's a good PPR fantasy running back that I was gonna take in our league that we drafted last night, but someone took him before me, so I was like, darn it. But Jacoy Krosky-Moret, also known as Little Bill, is also in the backfield and will look to help replace the production that that has left with Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also they were 30th in rushing defense last year. No problem. They added multiple pieces on the defensive line, including Javon Kinlaw and Beatrice White Jr. And at secondary, they have some depth now as they signed Jonathan Jones and Will Harris, and they will join Marshawn Lattimore and Trey Amos, who is a second-round pick from Ole Miss at cornerback. And last year's first-round pick, Mike Saintshow, to be exact, will look to build off a rookie season where he was a great slot corner, and he can do it all. Corner, safety, you name it, he will do it. So with that being said, we talked about the Commanders rushing attack just now. They were 3rd best in the NFL last year with over 154 yards per game. Do you think they can sustain that or be at least in the top 10, even though Robinson is gone, my friend?
I don't think they can sustain that. Look, Jalen Daniels is a great rushing quarterback. Deebo Samuel gives him some gadget pieces.
Yes.
But they're just so unproven. Like, we're hyping up, Little Bill after a great preseason. Dude did it against the Bengals. Like, are we really going to sit here and say he's going to have the same success on week 1 where he's going up against Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter? Like, no, there's a major difference. Like, we see this every single year where there's big guys in the preseason that pop off and they immediately fall apart right after it. I'm not saying that Crosby's the same story as that. I just want to say, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Yes.
Like, there's people draft this guy in his 7th round in fantasy. Like, let's not pretend. Sure, could he be that good? Definitely. He definitely could be a top running back in his league. I just want to see it in an actual NFL game, not in the preseason against the Bengals defense, who we all joke about is one of the worst defenses in the history of football.
Side note, if there was ever a game to show the Giants' run defense is back or is sort of improved, this upcoming game is the Commanders is part of the game to do so because they really don't have a rushing attack outside of Daniels. A proven rushing attack, so maybe the Giants' run defense. Hey,
no, if he goes off this weekend, and he goes off for 100 yards and gets a touchdown, then they'd be like, okay, yeah, against a very talented defense on paper. Okay, maybe this kid's got something behind him, but I'm not ready to crown him yet.
Not quite yet. Yeah, and I agree. It's tough, right? They just let a guy go who had almost 800 yards and 8 touchdowns, and Robinson to, they traded him to SF, of course. Jaden Daniels though did run for almost 900 yards and 6 touchdowns. I don't know if they're gonna let him run that much again, but that makes him dangerous is his ability to make plays with his legs. Eckler, let's not forget, had over 367 yards or 360 yards, I should say, last year with the Commanders in limited time on the field. They added a guy in Moret who in 2023 ran for over 1,100 yards and 70 touchdowns for New Mexico. Like, They can, but it's like we're basing it off of like look, Eckler's not gonna be a workhorse. The days of him doing that are long gone.
Yeah.
And Moret, he was a 7th-round pick for a reason, and I know I get it. He played really good in the Shrine Bowl. Impressed in the preseason, even though it was against the Bengals, he's still impressed nonetheless, and everyone's hyped about that. And his chance to be the RB1 is it's wide open, especially with his competition only being Austin Eckler and Chris Rodriguez Jr., who played okay in the preseason too. Like, I do think they can. It's possible, especially if Daniels has a rushing season like he did last year. But I don't know. They'll be tough. They won't be top 3. No,
not
but
at all.
They'll be sniffing the top 10 if things go well. And if they have Daboll in the backfield a lot more, and they get him involved in the rushing attack like he was in SF before the McCaffrey joined the team, like then we got something. But I don't know. It's question marks for sure, to say the least. But we'll leave it at that, and we'll see how that goes. We'll obviously preview the Commanders on Thursday in our first game preview of the year between the Giants and the Washington Commanders. Dallas Cowboys. This is our year. It's not, Cowboys fans. It's
definitely not now.
It's over now. Hey, your head coach is Brian Schottenheimer, and he was a players coach hire. A lot of players love him. And it's not like they don't have anyone on offense, right? They have Dak Prescott, who's still there when healthy. He's solid. CeeDee Lamb's a top 10 wide receiver. They added Pickens on the offseason. He's receiver number 2. Jake Ferguson's ending a contract year, and he's going to be, he will look to replicate his 2023 season where he made the Pro Bowl. But that's the only positives I got.
Yeah, no, there's not much positives. Even after the Micah Parsons trade, like you just kind of felt the air and the balloon go out in Dallas. You felt the excitement for the season kind of go away because, the offense had question marks, but you thought, hey, if we have a game record like Micah Parsons, he can kind of,
be fine. Yeah,
he can elevate the defense higher than it needs to be, And now that he's gone and plays with Kenny Clark, it's just like, there's no one on defense that strikes fear. It's kind of a bunch of average guys,
And no disrespect to Kenny Clark. He's a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. But still.
Kenny Clark, Parsons, he's probably in his 30, right?
Yeah, Kenny Clark, he's like, I think he's
29.
There you go.
He's 29. That doesn't really inspire much confidence in me. It's pretty much the Luka trade all over again.
No one fears Kenny Clark like people fear Micah Parsons.
Exactly. Offensive coordinators will stay up at night fearing Micah Parsons. If they stay up at night fearing Kenny Clark, they're not an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, no one fears Kenny Clark. Let's be honest. But yeah, Parsons gone. They don't have an RB1. They have Devontae Williams and Miles Sanders.
That's not going to work.
That is a good running back duo.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So we'll see who emerges out of that. The depth behind Lamb and Pickett isn't that great. The O-line is very young. Tyler Smith is the leader at left guard, but Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton enters their second year. Guyton especially needs improvement, by the way. With Tyler Booker, he's a rookie right guard. Terrence Steele is the longest guy. Tenured guy in the offensive line at right tackle, and he will start again because they don't have a choice because no one else is better that they can go get apparently. Mentioned Parsons gone, and that's a great start for Matt Eberflus, who's entering his first year as a DC in Dallas. Yeah, honestly, looking at the defense, and I don't mean to disrespect anyone, but arguably they have the worst defense in the East.
Yeah,
it's them or the Commanders.
Yeah.
So my burning question to you, and shout out to Deron Bland. He just got paid, a little bit of an overpay. But
I was gonna say, I was looking at that. I'm like, you paid Deron Bland $92 million, but you couldn't cough up an extra 50 for Micah Parsons. Like, I understand like 50 million is a lot of money, but like when you're talking about paying a guy like Bland, who you were comfortable going close to 100 million for. And then you have Parsons, who is probably one of the best, a top 3 defensive player in football. you're not comfortable going over, giving him an overpay? That makes no sense.
It's like, yeah, Jerry Jones, man. He is definitely one of
And
the worst
did you see Jerry
owners.
Jones's comments this weekend? Hang on, we might need to read these off. These
Oh
are some
boy,
of my favorite comments of all time.
this is not good.
This is him talking about Sam Williams's latest arrest for speeding. He got arrested second time speeding. This sounds a little hollow, but he's maturing. What's he going? 66? That's 32 less than last year. 98 last year, 66. That's improvement. I swear to God, this is a real quote. He said that his guy's maturing because instead of going 98 miles per hour, he was only going 66. And I'm not sure where he was. I don't know what the speed limit was. I'm going to guess probably about 45, maybe 35, around there. Still, not great. And then we have this gem from the other night.
There's more? Oh my God.
Yes, Jerry Jones on why he does not hire a GM. I like the pain. Jerry. This is why the Cowboys will not be good till Jerry Jones dies. And then Steven Rhodes sells the team.
How old is he again?
Ancient.
82 years old.
He's an old man, bro.
Cowboys fans, just one more decade.
Yeah, but they got his son behind. They got Steven Jones behind him, which I don't really know how good he is.
The NFL, I know they won't. They won't, but they should force the Jones family to sell. Like that is
they should, but the Jones is probably the most powerful family in the NFL right now. I think they have the most. They have the most. They're the reason that the Raiders are in Vegas. They paid for that stadium. They gave Mark Davis that loan to build the stadium. Or I forgot exactly what it was, but like the finances of Allegiant Stadium is heavily intertwined with the Joneses' finances.
Well, you know what? For Cowboys fans everywhere, I would become a free agent and go somewhere else. I don't
just
care
hope that Steven Jones doesn't have the ego that his daddy does, is what you have to hope.
There's nothing to love about Dallas. There really isn't. I'm sorry. If you're
Dak Prescott's a solid quarterback. CeeDee Lamb will be fun to watch again.
Can't get it done in the postseason.
George Pickens should be better in Dallas.
Drama queen as hell. If you're a Dallas fan, that's something to look forward to. So,
do you think Dallas finishes in last place? Because I can see a world where they fall completely apart.
Well, of course, if we collapse, then we'll be last place.
But I don't know. I feel it's too. I feel like the Giants, as not great as they did last year, and as much as they've struggled, I feel like the momentum and trajectory is on the way up. There's more positive. You hear more positive about the Giants than you do negative. And the Cowboys, it's the opposite, where everything kind of falling apart.
I guarantee you this: we ain't gonna win just 3 games like we did last year. No. Dallas, on the other hand, they have a. I take that back. We will battle it out for the cellar, but we have a chance to win more games than Dallas.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
I feel like Dallas and Miami are very similar, and that it feels like they're both a ticking time bomb.
Yes, which Miami, I hope they solve sooner rather than later, because I kind of want to see Dallas suffer a little bit more. But I like pain. I do too for Dallas. So yeah, weird comment by the way made by Jerry. But
which one?
The pain one for sure.
That one's weird. The speeding one I think might be one of the funniest things of all time. Like what an absolute spin zone.
He is weird. But I digress.
He's getting better. He only sped by he only went 20 miles over, not 40. That's an improvement.
He is.
Next year he won't go over.
It's a failed attempt to defend his guy, which I get. You're supposed to defend the guys you have on the roster, but still. So
it's like being like the PR person for the Galactic Empire. It's like, what do you want us to do? We blew up a planet.
Speaking of Sam Williams, my burning question to you, my friend, is: will they be able to replace Micah Parsons' production here?
No way.
At least in 2025.
No.
They'll draft some. Not at all.
Not at all. There's no one available for them to go do it. Like, it's not like it's a few weeks ago where, like, okay, Trey Hendrickson might be on the board, or maybe another disgruntled veteran is demanding a trade, and you can use the draft picks to go get him. There's no one available at this point. No one's out there. So you're kind of stuck with what you have.
I will give Cowboys fans some hope, just real quick. You have Dante Fowler, who had double-digit sacks last year in 2024. He is replacing DeMarcus Lawrence, who left, who's gone actually. Now he retired. I think he retired last year, this offseason, I should say. So maybe he can do something. Sam Williams, 4.5 sacks in 2023. The reason I said 2023 is because he missed last year with the knee injury. So maybe when healthy, he can do something. And then you have the young talent. Yeah. You have Marshawn Nealon, who had 0 sacks last year. And
Nate, quit while you're ahead.
I know. But Donovan Azaraku, they drafted him in the second round, had 16.5 sacks in his final season with Boston College last year. Like, maybe the rookie steps up.
Sure.
A lot of what ifs.
And maybe I'll jump off the roof and start flying.
That's a what if too. A lot of what ifs in this. So, best case, Fowler and Azuraku are a great duo on the edges. Probably not.
They're not.
Yeah, especially I don't know what to expect from first year DC, Matt Ebufu. So yeah, I don't think. I'm sorry, Dallas fans. There's just not much hope that you'll be able to replace Micah this year. Maybe next year. Maybe you draft someone good. I can't. Think of any...
yeah. That's really Dallas's slogan. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
They have 2 first-round picks. Oh no! Wait, 2 first rounds next year, and then
but they're gonna be like really crappy. They're gonna be the end of the first round. Let's look at Dallas's recent history. The end of the first round, Taco Charlton. Dallas can't really hit on the late round picks.
Way to put that name on the hat.
Yeah.
Holy crap! All right.
Like I think like a CeeDee Lamb is probably the most recent one, but he was like 16th overall. The Packers are not going to be 16. The Packers are going to be in the high 20s.
They're a playoff team.
Yeah.
Green Bay is. No
doubt
about it.
At worst, they're probably going to be like around 23, 22.
And if Jerry thinks that he can use those draft picks to go get someone good.
Oh, he already said that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
He's not ruled out the possibility of going out and getting somebody.
Like who? Exactly. No one. There's no one that's tradable.
The only person that I could see him getting is like Trey Hendrickson at the trade deadline.
And they just paid him too. That's like, the Bengals just paid him.
Yeah, but he's not locked up long term, so I can see a world where they move him for that.
True. We'll see if Cincinnati does it, but for their sake, I hope they keep him.
All
right, here we go. Our beloved boys, our Giants, the New York Football Giants, our lovable losers, to say the least. After a 2022 season that saw them sneak to the postseason, they've gone 9-25 over the past couple of years, including a 3-14 2024 season that saw the both of us suffer. And we barely talked about the Giants last year during our shows because there was nothing to talk about. It was 20 minutes.
It was negative.
It was saying Daniel Jones sucks, and then we couldn't wait till next year. Well, next year has finally freaking arrived. John Mara said back in January of this year. Okay, quote, "I'm going to have to be in a better mood this time next year than I am right now." Well, Mr. Mara, I have some news for you. This team is ready to freaking go. And just like the rest of us Giants fans, we are excited to see Daniel Jones, that scumbag, is out of here. We thank you for your service as a great teammate. You were trash.
I don't thank him for his service at all.
Well, there you go.
No, because David, I forgot who it was. I really wish I could, because they made it such a great point. The vibes around Giants camp are so high right now,
It is. Oh, yeah.
But even in the past couple of years, even coming off the playoffs, the vibes weren't like this. Could Daniel Jones be bringing the team down, the team energy down?
Maybe.
These are questions we have to ask now that we've seen the difference.
Yeah, he's not a high energy guy. Russ, on the other hand, he's the new Giants starting quarterback. He's this Super Bowl champion. But
even with Eli, there was still Camp felt good during the prime of Eli Manning. the prime of Daniel Jones, it just kind of felt meh.
Yeah, because Eli has proved something. He's proved something during his time in the league.
But Daniel Jones was coming off a playoff win, and the vibes still were meh.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because people they saw the Minnesota game, they were all excited, and then they saw the game against Philly, and that's when it's like And I think the Giants the coaching staff and his teammates saw oh crap, this is how we saw how good he can be. But his good was just average amongst all quarterbacks. Yeah, he threw for 300 yards, but one time against a weak, really, really weak Minnesota defense.
That was a historically bad team.
And then when you played a good team like Philly in the postseason, that was ugly as heck. So hey, Daniel Jones has been gone since November. Thank God. In comes Russell Wilson, the Super Bowl champion, Mr. Unlimited guy. They brought in, of course, an irresponsible at times, but he's a gunslinger, Jameis Winston, who's a goofball. His recent tour around New York City with Eli and Sean O'Hara was really fun to watch. Check it out if y'all haven't seen that yet.
Him on the Empire State Building. It's the most Jameis thing of all time.
Dude, I love Jameis. He's just so goofy, and I'm glad we're not trading him. I'm really glad we're not. I know he's QB3 on the depth chart.
Although a few teams could need him.
Oh yeah, I'm the Saints.
Someone that plays the Saints in Madden this weekend. Ugh.
Yeesh,
all I'm gonna say is
it was not fun. It's not fun over there in New Orleans for sure. And then of course they have our favorite rookie, or one of our favorite rookies in Jackson Dart, who has shined in the preseason, no doubt about it. Saquon Barkley, I get it. He's been gone as well. Or he's been gone since last offseason. But
move on. Move on, Giants fans.
I think we should be moving on. We have two good backs in Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterboo, and they are more than capable of leading this rushing attack. Of course, the team has found their receiver number one in the league neighbors.
But Singletary is not someone to just shake your head at. He can still be solid.
Yeah, he's
in a limited role. I think he can,
of course,
exceed expectations, which I'm very expecting to be very limited this year.
Of course, yeah, especially with Tracy, really emerging as lead back, and Scatterboo.
Yeah, Tracy's the RB1. Singletary, I would have said RB3, but I think he might be RB2 to start the season, just because Scatterboo played so limited and was so
he's barely started to come back. Yeah,
he's just starting to ramp up again. So maybe they give him a couple weeks just at 2, and then move him up to you know what I mean, at 3, move him up to 2.
Exactly, yeah. It'll take some time. Let him get used to the NFL again. Let him ramp up slowly. The team has the receiver number one, of course, with the league neighbors. He looked a bit of a should have been rookie of the year campaign, where he had over 100 catches for 1,204 yards and 7 touchdowns, and he played with 4 different quarterbacks and still put up that stat line. So,
well, when a tight end breaks the record, 3 hours later, it's kind of hard.
Not that special anymore, but hey, still a great season by our boy. Darius Slayton's back. Wando Robinson's still the slot guy. Jalen Hyatt, for the love of God, please catch the damn football. Is hopefully a deep threat that can finally catch a touchdown in the regular season. Oh, and Butte Collins is a part of the team now, so congrats to him.
The former Irish.
Yes, indeed. Theo Johnson, Dalen Bellinger, they're the top 2 tight ends. But watch out for Chris Manhurst as the blocking tight end, and Thomas Fudoni, who is a reserve who played really good in the preseason as well, and is a big tight end with a 6'6" size. So red zone target, we'll see. O-line. Offensive line is still uncertain at this time, with Andrew Thomas's status for Sunday's game unknown. But when
I think he's going to play. I think I would be shocked if he didn't play.
Hey, so they'll run it back with Thomas, John Runyon, JMS, John Michael Smith to be exact, Greg Van Roten, and Jermaine Illuminor. But watch out for Marcus Bowe, and he will be called upon if one of these guys goes down. So he is the top reserve.
If Bowe goes in, is this the best offensive line the Giants have had since?
Has to be the most promising.
Yeah, the Super Bowl era.
Oh yeah, it has to be the
teams
most promising.
like the 13-14, right off that Super Bowl win.
Oh yeah, because it's
when did Chris Snee retire? Since then.
Oh man, Chris Snee was so
Snee,
good,
David DeLeal.
Man, Sean O'Hara. Man. Kareem McKenzie, that's a name too.
2013. Yep.
It's been some time.
Chris Snee's a scout for us this year.
Oh, did not know that.
Did not know that.
No, hey, maybe.
Actually, he was a scout for us last year. He got hired in 2024.
Yeah, he's part. Hey,
wait. May. Chris Snead's been a scout for a year?
Hey, maybe that's
how am I just figuring out Chris Snead's been a scout for the Giants?
That's why our O-line is improving, my friend. It's because of that.
Yeah, I mean, we got the guy from the Raiders whose name I still can't pronounce, but he's pretty good.
Yes.
I always forget it, but
hey, God bless his heart.
He's great. And then get Chris Snead out there. Maybe they have a little bit of that Coughlin in him. He's Coughlin Scott's son-in-law.
Yeah. Oh, did not know that either. See, so I just learned about that too.
That was the problem when they drafted Snead. I forgot what round it was. I think it was like round 2. He was a 34th pick in the 2004 draft. So he was the pick after Eli for the Giants. It was Eli, and then they picked him. And everyone kind of made fun of him because, like, the Coughlin just drafted his son-in-law way too early.
Well, looking back at it,
going to work and, like, your father-in-law is your boss. Like, that's a night. I know guys, that is a nightmare scenario for them. Looking back every morning.
Nah, looking back at it now, definitely one of our.
Oh, it worked out pretty well for the Giants. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's very happy for it. At the time, it was very funny.
Of course, and for Snead's sake, thank God it worked out. Because if you played bad, Coughlin would be like, "Damn, that's my son-in-law, trash as he is."
Yeah, like you just know, like just Snead, like blows a blocking assignment, like the game before, gets chewed out in practice, and later that night has to go over to his house for dinner. His wife.
It's like, hey there.
Like, oh my God, I complain about the entire way over, and hey.
It's like Snead. It's like that day, Snead allowed like 4 sacks, and like looking at him like,
Call at the dinner table, just like cutting like his steak or whatever they're eating that night, just staring at him.
So, Chris, what happened on that third down there?
Yeah.
Oh man, but no, offensive line definitely it. All I want is average play. That's all we get out.
That's all we need.
You play like a top 10 unit. Fan-freaking-tastic.
Give Russell Wilson 3 seconds. I guarantee you, one of Wandale, Malik, or Slayton will be open.
Good things will happen if you give Russ some time, baby. Defensively, those last 2 Super Bowl runs, what have they consisted of? An elite pass rush. You have Kayvon, who's a 5th overall pick. You added Brian Burns last year in free agency on a 5-year deal. The Giants said, let's keep adding real quick. Abdul Carter joins his team as the 3rd overall pick. And with Dexter Lawrence, Raheem Nunez, Roches, and Roy Robertson Harris on that D-line, watch the F out.
And Darius Alexander will be in at some point as well.
Woo! When he gets ramped up, you do not want to mess up this defensive line. Of course, you can have a great D-line, but the secondary is bad, then it won't even freaking matter. Don't worry, the Giants have
Giants defense. I was looking back on the stats last night of the Giants defensive line. We were top 10 in receiving yards allowed.
Really?
Yeah, but we were, I think, 8 in like the eight fewest receiving yards allowed, according to ESPN. Like, I'm like, man, I didn't think they were that good, and then they got better. Could the secondary really be something?
Maybe. I did not know that. I thought we were like bottom.
So did I, but I could be wrong. I could look at the stats wrong, but I looked at it. I'm like, wait a minute. No way we were that. Let's see.
Really?
Stop being so stupid, ESPN.
That is interesting.
Yeah, let's see. Right, I'm pulling it up right now. Passing yards. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. No, yeah, we were 8th. We have the 8th best passing defense.
Yeah, only allowed 210 yards per game. 8th best in the league.
Would you look at that?
Mm-hmm.
And we have some.
And it got better.
Hey, Paulson Daboll, now the CB1. Cordell Flott. I'm really, really proud of him. I really am. He was the guy that coming out of the draft. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we got a slot corner. Oh no, like crap. Then I think it started last year where we tried to develop him into an outside corner, and I was just like, I kind of rather have an established name. But he has proved me wrong. He had so far in the preseason. From what we've seen in the preseason, he looked great. If Deontay Baines can find himself, that'd be fantastic as well. Drew Phillips will continue as a slot corner, and I think we both have all the confidence in the world with him. After a great rookie season, we had 71 good rookie season, not great, but it was good. 71 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection. Oh, and Javon Holland joins the team as well. 25 years old, very young safety. With Tyler Nubin.
Same thing with Debo. Debo's young. Debo's like 25 too.
They are both young, dude. Joe Shane, you are such a good GM. I don't care what anyone says about you. We love you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And Joan Holland is known, as we all know, if you guys don't know, for that pick six on Black Friday against the Jets. So, but in his career, in his first 4 seasons, Holland has 301 tackles to his name, 5 picks, and 25 pass deflection. So he's a really, really good safety. And Tyler Duman's going to be, I can guarantee you he's going to just thrive with Holland as someone to go to for veteran leadership.
Yeah.
Special teams, Graham Gano returns at kicker, will hopefully look like himself when and back from 2022 because he's been 20 and 28 over the past couple of years. Struggled last year a little bit, did get injured, so there you go. Jamie Gillian was signed to a new 3-year deal this offseason as well. Cool. Hey, the Scottish Hammer still has a good leg. Hopefully, we don't see him as much this year.
Yeah, that's the worst part of the punter. It's like, oh my god, he's got such a cool nickname, but like, I hope I don't hear that nickname at all this season.
Exactly, right? Like, if we're playing the ball a lot, that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Gunnar Olszewski made the roster over Emir Smith-Marset. He is set to be the primary kick and punt returner, and also a depth wide receiver. And
good, overall, they have an adult doing kickoffs and punt returns.
There you go. Overall, the Giants finally have a competent offense on paper, along with the defense that is set to improve from 24th last year. There is no burning question I have for the Giants because we've answered so many questions over these past couple of months, my friend, whether it's through the draft or throughout the offseason, whatever the case may be. Before we get to our game previews on Thursday, because we're solely going to focus on that specifically a couple of days from now, what are your final thoughts on the Giants offseason? What do you expect from the Giants this year? And yeah.
I think it's one of the best off seasons we've had in years. I think it truly, the transition away from like the Gettleman, Jerry Reese has finally happened, and we're on to like this new day of the Giants football. I think when the Giants are good again, we will look back at this offseason as the turning point of that, because we have a lot of good moves. We got a little more foundational pieces and guys like Carter and hopefully Jackson Dart. Hopefully that kind of starts to, moves things forward. I expect this to be a competitive football team. Maybe the record won't indicate how good they really are because it's a tough schedule. They could still only win, 5 or 6 games, but I think this is going to be a team that fights week in and week out.
The Giants slogan these days is smart, tough, and dependable. Mm-hmm. I think this unit has the ability to accomplish all 3 goals this year: to play smart, to be tough team to play against, and all the guys to be dependable when called upon. I love the offense. I do. I'm so glad we have a competent quarterback. I think after 6 years of quarterback hell, I think the football gods are like, okay, I think it's time to give the Giants fans what they deserve, and that's Super Bowl champion quarterback, a rookie quarterback who's ready to go.
You guys didn't appreciate Eli Manning. Here's Daniel Jones to remind you how bad things really could be.
There you go. And I think once we learn our lesson, and the gods are like, okay,
here you go.
Here you go. Here's 3 quarterbacks that you can go to now if you need to. The rushing attack will be obviously a little bit of a question mark to see if Tracy can really be that RB1, but I have all the confidence in the world with him. Malik Neighbors will continue to be a top wide receiver. I think, like he said it himself on a show recently, give a couple of years, he will be a top 5 wide receiver in the league. I have no doubts about that whatsoever. If Darius Slayton now has a quarterback who can get targets from, and Slayton's a deep threat himself, being a deep threat himself, I think Russ will sling it to him. Wan'Dale Robinson, his role is a little bit unknown, because he's more of a short yardage guy.
He's going to be that slot kind of guy.
Yeah, and I mean that in a sense of like, we never known Russ as a good short throw, a good short passer type of guy. So we'll see how that goes. Hyatt, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what Hyatt's going to be this year. I had a lot of hype for him coming into camp and stuff for the way Russell Wilson was talking about him. Like I think he was like the first name he mentioned in his press conference. His introductory press conference.
Rings a bell.
And then he just done nothing to inspire confidence in me.
Especially those drops.
Carry that. Yeah.
Yeah. So defensively, I love the pass rush. Who doesn't really?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's gonna be so fun to watch on Sunday. Linebackers, Carrick and McFadden, they're solid, but a solid duo, of course. Secondary, like you mentioned, got better. Hey, look, all I ask from our boys this year, just go 500. That's all I ask. Like, if you can go 500, and if you do better, great. If you do worse, just be a tough,
Have a
competitive
lot of
team.
one-score losses.
Yes, ruin teams' chances at the offseason later on in the year. Like, if
Yeah,
you can
be
do that,
spoilers.
yes, that would be fantastic because we can come into this show, we could talk about it, we could talk about how proud we are of our team, ruining someone else's playoff chances, and hey, we're gonna have more than three wins this year. There's no doubt about it. We're not gonna have as bad of a year like we did last year. We have the pieces to make sure that doesn't happen. Brian Daboll, I love him. Mike Kafka, please call plays on the sideline. That'd be great. And let's go from there. I'm
Yeah.
super excited to see our boys, man. And it all starts on Sunday. Giants Commanders at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll preview that game on Thursday. Real quick, player props before we get to the Mets. Malik Neighbors over under 1,150.5 receiving yards. Over or under,
Over.
my friend? Same as
Over.
well. 7.5 touchdowns from Malik Neighbors.
Over.
Russell Wilson over under 9.5 games started.
I
This is
would have
tough.
said over until I saw Jackson Dart is the QB2. I'm going under now.
Okay. I think he'll barely go over. I think he'll start maybe 10, 11 games, and then Dart comes in possibly more than likely after that bye week. I know it's a boring answer, but I just feel like that's the case, especially if things go bad. Tyrone Tracy over under 724.5 rushing yards.
I'm going to go under, but not by much. There's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense.
Yeah, right. I missed Jackson Dart. My apologies. So I assume with under for Russell Wilson.
It's that one kind of is always the reverse the other one.
Yeah.
Like Tracy, like I expect him to get like 700 yards. Nothing to slouch at, but like I think like Singletary is going to be used at some point. He's going to have to eat up. He'll probably eat up like 300 yards. Scatterboo will be in a similar situation where he's going to eat like 300 to 400 yards. So it's just like with the Giants running those three running backs, it's going to cut into Tracy.
Mm-hmm. Plus, we are going to slay. I think Tracy does go over, but like barely because he's still the RB1.
Yeah.
Scatterboo's going to take some time to get up to speed. Singletary is great, but it's clear that Tracy's they're going to give him the most of the carries. And I think
basically, we're saying that like Tracy's going to be good. He's just not going to be like 900 to 1,000 yards.
Nah, yeah, I don't. Unless he proves us wrong, which would be
and
great.
I would be ecstatic if he proves me wrong. Yeah. I would love him to go over that number. If he's a 1,000-yard season, I'll do jumping jacks.
Of course. And at this point in time, we just don't see him as that, but we'll see maybe in the future. Who knows? So Darius Slayton over under 4.5 touchdowns.
It's a tough one.
That one's a tough one.
I'm going under.
I will go lower as well. I hate to go lower on him. I think he gets 4 touchdowns at the most.
I just think he's more of a safety blanket guy, I think the scoring's going to come from like Neighbors and Scatterboo at the goal line, and maybe Robinson breaks off a big play, Hyatt on a deep route. I just don't see Slayton breaking off the big plays to get higher touchdown numbers.
Yeah, Slayton will bring us down the field.
And that's but I don't know if he's going to be the finisher.
Exactly. So. Hey, but that's fine with me. He's a deep threat. As long as you get down the field, I will take it. Jalen Hyatt, this is a fun one. Over under 1.5 touchdowns.
Over, I think he's going to get 2. I think he'll get 2.
Okay.
I think he'll get 2. I think he'll have a couple big plays this year. Not great, but I think he'll have like 1 or 2. Like, oh, there he is.
I'll see. I can see him getting 1 at least because I know Russell's going to make sure he gets 1. I just don't know if he'll get 2. But we'll see. Abdul Carter, over under 6.5 sacks.
Over.
Brian Burns over under 8.5 sacks.
Over. This is going to be a great pass rush.
It sure freaking will. Giants football officially back on Sunday. And that officially, folks, wraps up our NFC East division previews. We went through all 8 divisions. If you haven't seen the other 7, they are on our playlist. All there for y'all to watch. But that wraps up the East. So before we get to the end of the show, of course, we can't forget to talk about Brian's New York freaking Nets. Hey, the Marlins took 3 out of 4 from you guys over the weekend. Who freaking cares?
Rough.
Jonah Tong. Oh my God. Hey, he is such a bubbly dude. I love that he's Asian, of course.
Mhm.
because that's it's great to see. But he's so bubbly. He's a great, positive
It's that
young
Canadian
guy.
in him, he fits that
Yeah,
stereotype.
I love it. I love it. But this is your
I
segment, my
also
friend.
love City Field. Every time I got to strike out, threw up the South Park Canadian up on the jumbotron. No,
Huh?
South Park draws are Canadians, like like with the heads. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh
Unfortunately, I
my
don't watch too
gosh!
much. I'm so
Hang on.
sorry. If you have a picture of it, we could take a
I'm
look for
pulling it
sure.
up right now. Everyone at home is
Fantastic.
like, everyone knows what I'm talking about.
It's like, what? Oh yeah, they know. I don't, of course, but yeah, honestly, it
Canadian.
was a rough weekend for you boys, but
It was a
it's
rough
all
weekend,
good.
but you know what? Like the Tong made it better because at least the future seems like bright with him. I don't think he pitched like I don't think he was as good as McLean. I think he's been better, but for his first start in kind of like a big environment because everyone's kind of expecting him to be like the savior. I think he did pretty well. Here you go. Here's the Canadians of South Park.
They
So they
put
got their
this
head.
up.
Yeah, they threw up like like one of these guys dressed up as a Met player.
That's creative. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. No, I love that. That's
Yeah,
creative.
no, that's great. That's it. The Mets, like I said, the Mets have done a lot of things right since Steve Cohen bought the team. One of the best has just been like the marketing people and like how they advertise players. But yeah, Tong was the highlight of the Miami series. 3 really frustrating games. That one where the Mets were down 8-2 and the offense rallied back and then the pitching blew it again. Pitching's been a problem here for the Mets, and it continues to be. We saw it yesterday. They beat the Tigers 10-8, but Soto hits a home run. They were up 6-2, and Manaea immediately gives the game back. So the pitching, it's been a problem all year, but it's gotten ridiculous at this point. You have to at some point be able to pitch 5 innings and only give up a couple runs because this offense is good enough. I'm not asking the Mets to be like these 8. I'm not asking for 5 aces. I'm not asking for Sean Manaea to be what he was last year in the Philadelphia series. I'm not asking Clay Holmes to go out there and pitch 6 shutout innings. All I'm asking is 5 quality innings. You give up a few hits, maybe you give up like 2 or 3 runs, but generally you keep the game close and the offense can take it from there. Like the offense scored 19 runs on Friday night. They scored 8 runs Saturday. Sunday, they only scored 1, but they followed it right up with another 10 spot yesterday. So, like, the offense is red hot. Juan Soto is the player we all expected him. On fire. 6 RBIs yesterday. First grand slam in a Mets uniform. Did the John Cena celebration where it's a home run now, which is hysterical to see. Kind of stealing it from him. But, that's just me. We got McLean tonight in Detroit, so hopefully he pitches like he has been. We take the series, and then it's off for one of the most crucial stretch of the seasons, where it's 3 games against the Cincinnati Reds, 4 against the Philadelphia Phillies. We have a chance to bury Cincy this weekend.
Man, hey, we talked about last week, man. If you take care of Cincinnati, take care of Philly. Put yourself
Because
in a great position.
I hate to say it because I was so positive last week and thought we could rally back. The NL East is pretty much over right now. Like Philly's got 6 games on us. We played 8. That's 138 games, so 24 to go. It's not impossible, but that's a lot of ground to make up, especially with like how unpredictable the Mets pitching has been. So I think right now you more have to just right now the main focus should be keeping off the Reds, and then whatever happens from there happens. If we whatever, just make the playoffs. That's it. Make the playoffs and get hot. And that's what Juan Soto said yesterday in his press conference. We're in, the crucial part of the season. It's normally teams that get hot in September that go on to win the World Series. So let's get hot. I'm like, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear for the $765 million man.
One game at a time. Simple as that. One game at a time. And like we talked about multiple occasions, my friend. As long as you sneak in, no one cares what seed you are. As long as you sneak in, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
So, all righty, that will do it for the Mets here. And real quick, I was looking at the Giants depth chart as well. So on ESPN, it shows that Raheem Nunez Roches is the defensive end, but apparently Kayvon Thibodeau So Kayvon is slated as a starting defensive end, and they're gonna have Burns and Carter on the outside.
Okay.
So that is going to be. It's clear that we're gonna get all three out there on that field as much as possible. So that means
wouldn't you?
Ricky.
I would want all three out there.
Oh, of course, same here, my friend. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be. I just lost it. Dang it. So it's gonna be Tibbs. It's gonna be Lawrence, and then it's going to be. God, why did I lose it? Gosh darn it. It's okay. I'll pull it up on Thursday again. But it was cool to see Kayvon.
That's when we'll need it.
Yeah. Gabe Davis coming back to Buffalo, signing a deal with them. And
I did see that.
Yes, that was good to see. Good to see him reunite there with Josh Allen and the boys. And finally, the Giants, week 1, officially 5.5-point underdogs on the road against the Commanders.
Hey, 5.5's not bad. Not bad.
Yes, sir. So we'll bring back our record predictions for Thursday. We're gonna skip pickle for today due to time constraints. If that's okay with you folks. But we will end it here. But it was a fun episode to say the least. We talked about the NFC East. We talked about some college football at the beginning of the show as well. Wrap it up with some Mets talk. Great stuff from Donut Tong. Mets have a great young pitching duo in McLean and Tong to lead them in the future.
Harvey the Grom comparisons.
Hey, not a bad comparison to say the least, because we know what those two did for sure during the time with the Mets. And yeah, on Thursday it's gonna be all NFL. We'll preview Dallas and the Philadelphia Eagles game. The Friday game, of course, is gonna be between the Chiefs and the Chargers in Brazil. And yeah, I'm so excited to talk more football, NFL football on Thursday. It's officially game week, and our mental health for the next 2 months will be dependent on the Giants and their performance this upcoming season.
Yes,
Brian, you can follow him at Brian PG1016. You can follow me at Nathan_124. You can follow our podcast page at Third and 10 Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and our TikTok is at Third and 10 Podcast. You can use the code BellyUp Sports for $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Shout out to them for being our primary sponsor. And you can find my article work, Brian's article work, and the other amazing writers and podcasts we have on the network at bellyupsports.com. We thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back Thursday. Got a lot of stuff to talk about can't even talk now. I'm parched as heck now. We have a lot of talking more then, and we will see you guys in the next one. Good Giants, baby. Yeah, we're back.
We are back.